can be in the service business, the non-profit service business is antithetical to generating wealth.
Oh, shit.
So this is why you find a lot of folks, they make a lot of money and then they become philanthropists afterwards. So even though the Salvation Army generates, I think, $4 billion a year in donations and revenue, the thesis and the spirit of the Salvation Army is sacrifice yourself in service of others. So every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, before we even ate, we always serve the community. So, yeah, I mean, that means that I basically will be young and cheese and having the same meals that were provided to the people that the Salvation Army served. And we made it happen. You know, my parents actually, you know, I think you're right. A lot of folks don't actually know the backstory. Right. My parents made it happen, raised a family of 4 on the equivalent of about $800 a month. And so for folks that are out there struggling and folks that are out there that are counting their money and penny pinching, I know what it means to make ends meet with a very, very limited budget. And so my father worked different. So he believed, as many parents did, that education was going to be the way to get us there. Right. And when I say us, I'm talking about myself and my sister. So my sister has her master's degree. She went to UC Berkeley. Myself applied very early to Harvard, got in, finished.
At 15, by the way.
Yeah.
How the hell does a 15-year-old get into Harvard?
Listen, anything is possible. Any goal is possible as long as you set your mind to it. And I think my father had a really, really specific compass and direction for me. And so anytime I'm done with my homework and he say, well, I got this SAT practice test. And one of the, I guess, reading and researching the SATs, you realize that standardized tests are mostly a function of how familiar you are with the test as opposed to how smart you are. And so the more practice tests you take, the more familiar you are with the actual test. And what they found is that folks that are more familiar with the kinds of questions perform better on standardized tests. And so I took a lot of practice tests. I scored very well and got into Harvard very early. And my parents were kind of devastated when I told them I wanted to do music. And I looked at them and I said, well, you know, I was born out of music. Your romance was kindled on the foundation of this musical chemistry. And they said, well, you know, music is a hobby, man. You know, music, it came really easy for us as parents. My mother's a classically trained pianist. And so they, you know, especially in the Caribbean island, everybody does music. They play whatever. They play brass instruments, etc. So they really looked at it as a hobby. And I think also most parents, if you're listening now and you have this idea that, you know, people don't understand your dream of wanting to do music or be an entrepreneur or create.
Boy, you are driving that boy.
They just have an innate instinct.
Yeah, you're pushing that big boy.
From the personal risk of
I make money off that drug.
A career that's highly competitive.
It's that cold, huh?
And music, as you know, I mean, you talk about this on your show all the time.
Okay, she can sit down here on her face.
The city is Big Brother's wet dream with more than 2.5 million cameras covering 15 million people. Privacy is a friend of the world in this place. It's pretty ironic that a cloak and dagger organization like the ICA keeps its most valuable secrets here. You'll find Hush conducting his fringe experiment in an abandoned apartment building, while Imogen Royce, the archivist, runs the day-to-day business of the ICA data facilities. I just hope you know what you're doing, 37.
Say, no, I'm going to go this completely different path. Like, that's big for anybody, but
Welcome to Chongqing, the mission where Agent 47 is about to kill you. We wanted this to be our in-city level, but a different way. In the big, shiny metropolis, you would expect big, dense crowds, but we felt like going in a direction that would better match the mood and feel of this mission. We have 2 targets, but this is more or less a hit on the ICA. We are here to take them down for good and forever break all ties with the institution that gave Agent 47 purpose for so long.
I wrote this speech, and my speech was
Coming
really
from
about
a booming
know what you
rave
believe
with
in,
a big
believe in what
crowd,
you do.
we wanted to do something
And
more
really,
serene and
was
calm.
written
A night mission,
specifically to
backstreets, very noir, very
almost
secluded.
coach myself.
And the rain, of course.
Myself to overcome
Not
the
only there
apprehension
to give us location variety, but
striking
also
out
to
on my own
enhance
and
the
saying I'm
feeling
going
that
to do
after
it
this
versus
mission,
the more
there's no
traditional
going back to
route
how
that
things were
Asians
before.
would have taken.
It
So
is
what was the
a
first step
point
then?
of
Once
no
you
return.
graduated, now you're out here.
There
You
are
haven't been
no
back
more
to school.
ICA
You
sanctioned
trained
targets
with
after
still
this
and you
mission.
get the
But
connection.
it is
What was the first thing
also
you did?
another very
Advance.
important step for 47
I
and his
really,
path to his own agency.
I think looking back, I really
The hope is that
thought
this
that
also is reflected in the composed music,
because my
with a
favorite
church-like
artists
choir.
were multi-instrumentalists. So
Somewhere
Prince
on this
is
location is a big ICA facility,
and also
hiding
you
away
think
in
about the
plain sight.
songwriting
We
prowess of
wanted the
Michael
player
Jackson,
to
I
explore
probably
and
do
look
that.
around, spending
just
time in the rain before
dancing
finding their way in.
talent
So at the
and
surface,
the vocals of
this
Michael
mission is
Jackson,
a
you
bit
believe
harder,
that
with
music was a
entrances that are not always so easy to find.
So when
It's
I
a
met,
location where shady things are going on, and the player is encouraged to explore and discover.
yeah,
That's just basically saying that it's all
We
about
have two
talent.
different
Yes.
fortresses in
And
this
the
location,
best wins.
and while they share a theme of being very high-tech and futuristic,
that's what I believe.
they are
And
still
so you
very
asked me
different in their
what
nature.
my steps were, and my steps were become the greatest music
Actual ICA facility is clean, professional, and focused.
without a
It's
teacher.
about big data, and it's the space where the target voice resides and where she is conducting her experiments, trying to bring the ICA into the future. The outer fortress is wilder and more rough, where shady experiments are taking place, not sanctioned at all by the ICA. It's an ad hoc, improvised space, a place where the other target, Hush, is trying to realize his vision of the future of the ICA. And he definitely has a different approach than the others. But in line with the theme, HITMAN, they both,
Yeah, I know.
in slightly different ways, are about control, agency,
Need the
risk.
gun, really.
This is also something we lean into with the story arc of
Sneak up
47.
on motherfuckers.
There's always someone telling him what to do.
Take their
We
clothes,
wanted
change
to
it, so you can blend in.
Yeah, I know. I remember how to say that shit. I said, you better use
So
it.
that was
I
for
learned
me the guiding principle in my mind.
Chongqing, China. This city is Big Brother's wet dream with more than 2.5 million cameras covering 15 million people. Privacy is a four-letter word in this place. It's pretty ironic that a cloak and dagger organization like the ICA keeps its most valuable secrets here. You'll find Hush conducting his fringe experiments in an abandoned apartment building, while Imogen Royce, the archivist, runs the day-to-day business of the ICA data facility. I just hope you know what you're doing, 47.
Early 20-year-old, I really truly believe that it was all about skill and talent.
Welcome to Chongqing, and the mission where Agent 47 is about to kill his past.
Give me a chance, and it would work that way.
We wanted this to be our in-city level, but a different one. In a big Chinese metropolis, you would expect big dense crowds, but we felt like going in a direction that would better match the mood and feel of this mission. We have two targets, but this is more or less a hit on the ICA. We are here to take them down for good and forever break all ties with the institution that gave Agent 47 purpose for so long. Coming from a booming rave with a big crowd, we wanted to do something more serene and calm. A night mission, backstreets, very noir,
Late 90s, early 2000s,
very secluded.
$1,000 a week.
And the rain, of course.
Times 52 weeks,
Not
that's
only there to give us location variety, but also to enhance the feeling that after this mission, there's no going back to how things were before. It is a point of no return. There are no more ICA sanctioned targets after this mission, but it is also another very important step for 47 and his path to his own
someone would just pluck me
agency.
out of obscurity and
the hope is that this also
So how did you? I guess
is reflected
See
in the
the little
composed
warning
music
and shit
with a
on
church-like
finally bring
It depends on if you had their clothes on or whatever type
It's a
shit.
big ICA facility,
Has that bitch
hiding
on.
away in
They
plain
can
sight.
search you.
We wanted our player to explore and look around, spending
Like
time in the rain before finding their way in. So at the surface, this mission is a bit harder with entrances that are not always so easy to find. It's a location where shady things are going on and the player is encouraged to explore and discover.
They're gonna try to say something.
We have two different fortresses in this location, and while they share a theme of being very high-tech and futuristic, they are still very different in their nature.
Black and shit.
Actual ICA facilities are clean, professional, and foolproof. It's about big data, and it's the space where the target voice resides, and where she is conducting her experiments, trying to bring the ICA into the future.
So
The outer fortress
once you get into their clothes type
more
shit,
rough, where shady
they gonna
experiments are
turn.
taking
You
place,
know what I'm saying?
not sanctioned at all by the ICA.
Basically, it
It's
means
an
you
ad
can
hoc
get past that
improvised
person.
space, a place where the other target, Hush, is trying to realize his vision of the future of the ICA. And he definitely has a different approach than that of Royce. But in line with the themes of the Hitman games, they both, in slightly different ways, are about control, agency, and predictability. This is also something we lean into with the story arc of 47. There's always someone telling him what to do. We wanted to really show the relationship between Diana and 47 in this mission. And we do that in the ICA data core hack event. In this moment, 47 looks back at his past and is starting to realize the type of relationship he has with Diana. He is controlling. But also, what is she doing?
And there were a lot of interested parties. And had I known then what I know now, I think that the trajectory. Illegally in the basement.
Chongqing, China. This city is Big Brother's wet dream with more than 2.5 million cameras covering 15 million people. Privacy is a four-letter word in this place. It's pretty ironic that a cloak and dagger organization like the ICA keeps its most valuable secrets here. You'll find Hush conducting his fringe experiments in an abandoned apartment building, while Imogen Royce, the archivist, runs the day-to-day business of the ICA data facility. I just hope you know what you're doing, 47. Welcome to Chongqing, and the mission where Agent 47 is about to kill his past. We wanted this to be our in-city level, but a different one. In a big Chinese metropolis, you would expect big dense crowds, but we felt like going in a direction that would better match the mood and feel of the mission. We have two targets, but this is more or less a hit on the ICA. We are here to take them down for good and forever break all ties with the institution that gave Agent 47 purpose for so long. Coming from a brooding rave with a big crowd, we wanted something more serene and calm. A night mission, backstreets, very noir, very secretive. And the rain, of course. Not only there to give us location variety, but also to enhance the feeling that after this mission, there's no going back to how things were before. It is a point of no return. There are no more ICA sanctioned targets after this mission. But it is also another very important step for 47 on his path to his own agency. The hope is that this also is reflected in the composed music. Somewhere in this location is a big ICA facility, hiding away in plain sight. We wanted the player to explore and look around, spending time in the rain before finding their way in. So at the surface, this mission is a bit harder with entrances that are not always so easy to find. It's a location where shady things are going on and the player is encouraged to explore and discover. We have two different fortresses in this location, and while they share a theme of being very
to actually have the knowledge of the learnings that I have now and the ability to actually productize it down so that a whole another generation of musicians and entrepreneurs can learn from my story and actually accelerate their success, reduce the dependency on luck in their success trajectory. And I believe in that. I believe that you can create your own luck.
ever going out in the rain again.
In this interview, that your first question in terms of how someone achieves success is who you network with, because it is really success. A happens at the speed of communication and is directly correlated to who you know, and not only who you know, but how well you're communicating.
I'll say both in the building.
So I mean, I guess that leans towards why you're basically focusing currently on Superphone, right?
Sure.
Everything centered for Superphone is relationship. Yes. Let's keep in contact with people.
Yeah.
Describe Superphone from your perspective. Mindset that got you in the creative.
And this is a Superphone for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out too. I see that too over there.
Social connections. I started with YouTube and MySpace, and then all of a sudden, when everyone migrated away from MySpace, where were all my friends? I had all these MySpace friends. And then I started to build on Facebook, and then Facebook caps you at 5,000 friends. And if you have more than 5,000 friends, you have to get a page. And then there was the advent of Twitter and Instagram, and I had all these social connections, more than 1 million followers across all these platforms, and I felt ridiculously disconnected from all of these social connections. And when you really think about the activity of liking a picture or maybe leaving a comment, the expected response time is really low. So if you like to comment on DJ Khaled or you like to comment on and what I found is that,
when are you ever talking about
the HITMAN, you guys do
relationship.
different.
So when I decided, hey, check out my latest.
Well, I better go in there then while they're in there.
Song, check out my latest project.
Chongqing, China.
ladders,
The city is befriended with more than 2.5 million cameras covering 15 million people. Privacy is a four-letter word in this place. It's pretty ironic that a cloak and dagger organization like the ICA keeps its most valuable secrets here.
And what I found is that,
You'll find Hush conducting his fringe experiments in an abandoned apartment building.
Across all these platforms.
While Imogen Royce, the archivist, runs the day-to-day business of the ICA data facility. I just hope you know what you're doing, 47.
Your first question in terms of how someone achieves
Welcome
success
to Chongqing, and the mission where Agent 47 is about to chase his path. We wanted this to be our in-city level, but a different one. In a big Chinese metropolis, you would expect big dense crowds, but we've felt like going in a direction that would better match the mood and feel of this mission. We have two targets, but this is more or less a hit on the ICA. We are here to take them down for good and forever break all ties with the institution that gave Agent 47 purpose for so long. Coming from a grooving rave with a big crowd, we wanted something more serene and calm. A night mission, backstreets, very noir, very secretive. And the rain, of course. Not only there to give us location variety, but also to enhance the feeling that after this mission, there's no going back to how things were before. It is a point of no return. There are no more ICA-sanctioned targets after this mission. But it is also another very important step for 47 and his path to his own agency. The hope is that this also is reflected in the composed music with a church-like choir. Somewhere in this location is a big ICA facility, hiding away in plain sight. We wanted the player to explore and look around, spending time in the rain before finding their way in. So at the surface, this mission is a bit harder, with entrances that are not always so easy to find. It's a location where shady things are going on, and the player is encouraged to explore and discover. We have two different fortresses in this location, and while they share a theme of being very high-tech and futuristic, they are still very different in their nature. Actual ICA facilities are clean, professional, and it's about big data, and it's the space where the target voice resides and where she's conducting
everything centered for Superphone is relationship. Let's keep in contact with people.
Trying to bring the ICA into the future.
From your perspective.
Out of focus is wilder, more rough, where shady experiments are taking place, not sanctioned at all by the ICA. It's an ad hoc improvised
With the other
space, a
nigga,
place where the other target, Hush, is trying to realize his vision of the future of the ICA. And he definitely has a different approach than that of yours. But in line with the themes of the Hitman games, they both, in slightly different ways, are about control, agency, and predictability. This is also something we lean into with the story arc of 47. There's always someone telling him what to do. We wanted to really show the relationship between Diana and 47 in this mission. And we do that in the ICA data core hacking. In this moment, 47 looks back at his past and is starting to realize the type of relationship he has with Diana. Who is in control here? And also, what is she doing in this very moment? It is supposed to be part nostalgic and part forward moving, as 47 deletes all of these moments and then uploads the rest of the ICA files, exposing them to the world, killing his past.
Let's keep in contact with people. Describe Superphone from your perspective. The mindset that got you into creating.
Okay. Initially, Superphone for me was just based on the idea that social problem.
Don't mind me.
I started with YouTube and MySpace. Then all of a sudden, when everyone migrated away from MySpace, where were all my friends? I had all these MySpace friends. And then I started to build on Facebook. And then Facebook caps you at 5,000 friends. And if you have more than 5,000 friends, you have to get a page. And then there was the advent of Twitter and Instagram. And I had all these social connections, more than 1 million followers across all these platforms. And I felt ridiculously disconnected from all of these social connections. And when you really think about the activity of liking a picture or maybe leaving a comment, the expected response time is really low. So if you left a comment on DJ Khaled, or you left a comment for Drake, or you liked the Chris Brown picture, do you really expect a response? And what I found is that, because my fans didn't expect a response, the actual relationship was very, very good. And so when I decided, hey, check out my latest video, check out my latest song, check out my latest project, the response, man, I got some likes and comments. I felt like I was very, very successful. So I started I feel like the phone number is overlooked as one of the greatest, most powerful social handles. And what I mean by that is, once you get someone's number, and I mean that's why when you first start dating, you go out, it's all about I got her number. That's and nowadays, I mean, you do this. People will say, fucking look at me when I'm talking to you. They follow it, it's still not real until you got the number. Exactly, right? Because
pick that gun up. You got stories, many guns.
For me, it was really just about I want to be able to have that kind of relationship at scale with all people that wanted to support me. And I needed to be able to build some automation and leverage technology to be able to have that kind of personal one-on-one touch at scale. And when I say at scale, I mean across thousands and tens of thousands. So today, in this phone right now, my conversation feed, I have over 76,000 active conversations with people who have texted me. And if Instagram shuts down tomorrow, if Twitter shuts down tomorrow, if Facebook shuts down tomorrow, I could literally spend the rest of my life just calling every single fan, thanking them. And I could also, if I wanted to just press a button and send a thank you text to everyone that's ever supported me, because I know the difference between people who fall around and have.
So
that's where it started.
With that being said, because I think it's a very loose idea. It sounds cool for anybody to hear from the outside, but kind of walk me through like a scenario. When I already had a perception, I was used to CRMs, things like that.
I don't know.
But
John looks a bit like an imbecile when he's awake.
Yeah, he does a bit.
Yo, Mr. Party Guy.
See the city there.
Yes.
They were in Starbucks. Things like that. Walk people through what it's like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this interview is directly right? So I'll say this: I check my messages every morning, just like anyone else.
Great, man.
I mean, it's very, very powerful. success have been very accelerated. And so the superphone experience is very simple.
Chongqing, China.
That shit trash.
This city is Big Brother's wet dream with more than 2.5 million cameras covering 15 million people. Privacy is a four-letter word in this place. It's pretty ironic that a cloak and dagger organization like the ICA keeps its most valuable secrets here. You'll find Hush conducting his fringe experiments in an abandoned apartment building.
Damn, I was in that bitch, boy. It took a minute.
While Imogen Royce, the archivist, runs a
HITMAN
day-to-day
shit, boy.
business
I
at the
might
ICA
say
data
that.
facility. I just hope you know what you're doing, 47.
Welcome to Chongqing, and the mission where Agent 47 is about to kill his wife. We wanted this to be our in-city level, but a different one. In a big Chinese metropolis, you would expect big dense crowds, but we felt like going in a direction that would better match the mood and feel of this mission. We have two targets, but this is more or less a hit on the ICA. We are here to take them down for good and forever break all ties with the institution that gave Agent 47 purpose for so long. Coming from a booming rave with a big crowd, we wanted something more serene and calm. A night mission, backstreets, very noir, very secretive. And the rain, of course. Not only there to give us location variety, but also to enhance the feeling that after this mission, there is no going back to how things were before. It is a point of no return. There are no more ICA-sanctioned targets after this mission, but it is also another very important step for 47 and his path to his own agency. The hope is that this also is reflected in the composed music, with a church-like somewhere in this location, hiding away in plain sight. We wanted the player to explore and look around,
I know niggas in the lab, they could go anywhere.
finding their way in. So at the surface, this mission is a bit harder, with entrances that are not always so easy to find. It's a location where shady things are going on, and the player is encouraged to explore and discover. We have two different fortresses in this location, and while they share a theme of being very high-tech and futuristic, they are still very different in their nature. The actual ICA facility is clean, professional, and futuristic. It's about big data, and it's the space where the target Royce resides and where she is conducting her experiments, trying to bring the ICA into
these are the 125 people I know who are photographers and videographers. These are the 60 people
the outer fortress is wilder and more rough, where shady experiments are taking place, not sanctioned at all by the ICA. It's an ad hoc improvised space, a place where the other target, Hush, is trying to realize his vision of the future of the ICA. And he definitely has a different approach than that of Royce. But in line with the themes of the Hitman games, they both, in slightly different ways, are about control, agency, and predictability. This is also something we lean into with the story arc of 47. There's always someone telling him what to do. We wanted to really show the relationship between Diana and 47 in this mission. And we do that in the ICA Data Core hack event. In this moment, 47 looks back at his past and is starting to realize the type of relationship he has with Diana, who is in control of him. And also, what is she doing in this very moment? It is supposed to be part nostalgic and part forward-moving, as 47 deletes all of these moments and then uploads the rest of the ICA files, exposing them to the world, killing his past.
Reason for why they feel like they have a barrier to success is either money or they feel like they don't know the right people. And I firmly believe that if you know the right people, you can get to the money. You can get to investors, or you can get to your customers, you can get to business development, etc. So it's really, really 100% about people. And so if you're a young person, you're watching this right now, and you're thinking like, okay, why am I watching this? What am I going to get out of this? The most important gem that I can leave for you is the fact that your relationship with people is going to shape your entire life experience. And you should treat every single person that you meet every single person that has the honor of being in your phone, you should treat those people with the kind of respect that you would want to be treated as a human being, as someone that is valuable to the world. And so, you know, most people, I'll sit down with, I mean, we can run this experiment right now. How many contacts do you have in your phone? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. We gotta check it out. So does the Android, I see you got the new S8, how do you actually tell how many contacts you have?
Yeah, that last guy got up about
643.
643 contacts. Yeah. How many of those contacts did you actually talk to?
Today?
Yeah.
I overhear stuff, but I don't
Maybe like 3 or 4.
3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
So that would mean that 1% of those contacts would be if you talk to 6.
Those homeless
So
people.
you talk to
Upstairs, I've seen Hush pull their arms over mine.
the idea behind superphones is that we found that 80 to 90% of the people that are in your phone, friends, family, loved ones, exes, new romance, whatever it is,
Are you in any way involved in this?
90% of those people are just sleeping in your phone. And if there was a way for you to wake up those conversations and be able to extract the value of a great collaboration, even just 10% more of those conversations. 10% of your phone would be 60 people today. If you were having 60 conversations today, that's 16 chances for you to be invited to something that could enrich your life.
Right. Okay. Well, see, I'm thinking from an artist perspective, right?
Sure.
And then I think of the almost a social perspective.
Sure.
From an artist perspective, especially what you showed me on the back end, it was like, all right, so I can go to a city. I'm just stopping by.
Sure.
Let's just say Atlanta.
10% of your phone would be 60 people today. If you were having 60, the idea behind superphone is that we found that 80 to 90% of the people that are in your phone, half of 1% of them you actually talk to. Does the Android, I see you got the new S8, how do you actually tell how many contacts you have?
Who is the fuck? Do you have a description? I don't know. I can see it.
643.
643. How many of those contacts did you actually
Nothing here, command.
Today?
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 or 4.
Right? So that would mean that 1% of those contacts would be if you talk to 60. So you talk to half of 1% of the people in your phone. The idea behind superphone is that we found that 80 to 90% of busy contacts.
Yeah.
How many of those contacts did you actually talk to?
Today?
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 or 4.
3 or 4, right? So that would mean that 1% of those contacts would be if you talk to 60. So you talk to half of 1% of the people in your phone. The idea behind superphone is that we found that 80 to 90% of the people that are in your phone, friends, family, loved ones, exes, new romance, whatever it is, investors, mentors, 90% of those people are just sleeping in your phone. And if there was a way for you to wake up those conversations and be able to extract the value of a great collaboration, even just 10% more of those conversations. 10% of your phone would be 60 people today. If you were having 60
You understand that
conversations today, that's 16 chances for you to be invited to something that could enrich your life. Right?
Okay. Well, see, I'm thinking from an artist perspective, right?
Sure.
And then I think of the almost a social perspective.
Sure.
From an artist perspective, especially what you showed me on the back end, it was like, all right, so I can go to a city. I'm just stopping by.
Sure.
Let's just say Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right? I'm on the way to Atlanta.
You
and I can
understand
look
that
up all
full
my bank loans, my van,
is
Sure.
that I have in my phone. Not only that, I can
And
say,
waive
I
all
want to look up
rights
the fans
further
that have spent
Who would
$50
you like
Yes.
to benefit?
in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
And I can text all those fans and just say, yo, I'm going to be here this time. Let's do a quick meetup. I would love to meet you.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Absolutely.
Oh, so Hush
And we
likes
have,
the last one.
we have folks that do that, so
Who's in there?
one of my little homies from Atlanta,
Shit.
because Carl's just in the woods, and he uses a phone number to actually distribute the location where it's constantly. Right. And so it's really, I mean, I can't tell you how really simple of a concept it is, and it may seem foreign, and the reason I know that it seems foreign is because when people think about their cell phone numbers, they really think about it as some personal, secret, important, guarded treasure in their life. A, they never want to change their number, and B, they don't want to really give their number out. And also in hip-hop, we're always taught, like, no new friends. Okay, have my number, don't speak to me directly, talk to my manager, talk to my agent. And in many ways, there are situations where that's important if you want to be very, very focused. Because, like I'm saying, your communication has to be intentional. So you don't want to have a bunch of folks that are coming into your life and into your conversation thread and ringing your phone that are distracting you from being the most successful, best version of yourself you can be. At the same time, though, when you got 600, how did those 634 people even make it into your life? At some point in time in your life, you thought that it was important enough for you guys to exchange information. And so for me, when we talk about it in a fan standpoint, it is important for me to exchange information.
But it creeps me out how they're different when they
What I found is that because people
different
follow so many other profiles on
know
social, it's very possible that I could have a concert in
Get the hell out of
or
here.
DC or LA or San
And it says I can make a lot of money to be in some experiment.
hear about it
don't want
until
people like
they
us
see
to have
everyone
something.
of their friends. Oh yeah,
You have to wait.
We want
You
people
have this
like
organic
us.
reach that's being suppressed.
Right.
There's a lot of posts that people do not see.
Right.
I know that from marketing all the time. So, I mean, one thing when it comes to Superphone, do you know anybody who's used it for more, let's just say, trivial reasons like I got all my exes in this list, or just to keep better contact with, whoever.
So there are so many great use cases of that, and I mean, you can think of if you're a startup founder. So let's just say you have a great idea. I just came from CES, and there's so many great companies there, new technologies that are being built. I know for me personally, when I started with Superphone, I was very much happy using it as a tool and a secret weapon for myself. And it was because of a conversation I had and an exchange I had with Mr. Walker.
Come on, seriously?
Venture capital, right? For his organization, right? He sent me a text to say, "Ryan, you should talk for a minute." And then Horizon, you should prototype this. And me being a self-made entrepreneur, someone who always bootstrapped, I didn't even have a single investor in my phone. That's number one. And number two, I didn't even have any idea how I could actually accept someone else to be a good steward of their investment. So, for me, the utility of Superphone began to pivot at that moment. Because for the first time now, I had a category of people that I could start tracking. And so that category of people, and I knew what success meant for me. Success for me, for Superphone at that moment, beyond making the millions of dollars that I had made as an artist, now it was, how do I raise millions of dollars from a much smaller and more focused group of people. So, to get to $2 million in revenue as an independent artist, it took me about 40,000 tickets. 40,000 tickets was probably bought by about 15 or 20,000 people, right? Because everyone that came to the concert bought a friend, bought 3 or 4 tickets. 40,000 tickets at 40 euros. The ticket is 1.6 million euros. Add that to the 17,000 records. Add that to merch. Add that to experiences coming to the studio. My New Year's Eve party. You're talking about a $2 million album cycle. No label, no manager, no music videos, no PR. Straight off the phone. The difference with raising millions of dollars from a venture standpoint is that there are very few startups who crowdfund their investment that have 40,000 investors. And even for me, having 68 investors on my cap table, a lot of people and folks will look at me and say, man, there's so many people, because in venture you want to have the most engaged, focused, directed group of investors, because it takes a lot of time to deal with a lot of
shit, you be having to pick up shit, all that.
There we go. Superphone is going off. So for me, you're asking about a case outside of the music industry, or a case for me outside of the music industry was very specifically to find investors. And that was my metric of success. I wanted to find success. I wanted to be successful finding investors. And being successful finding investors have now led me to 312 investors that are tagged in my boat, 68 of which have invested more than $4.7 million in issue.
Congratulations on that right there.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I want to do one pivot really quickly because Super Bowl is intriguing itself, but just back to the artists, because I know a lot of artists watch this. The hustle that you had when you first started off.
Yeah.
Like I remember that seeing P. Diddy talk about that he had never seen an artist really going out building their own fan base, specifically in Europe, going straight global.
Well, what I learned is that a lot of international artists would go over to Europe and feel very legend. Tell I'm already a big star. Everyone should treat me like I'm a big star. And I was always very, very respectful and thankful and grateful for the appreciation that I would get in different countries. Well, really the appreciation I would get anywhere, but the appreciation I would get in different countries. And I would always make sure that I did every request. I would always make sure that my set length was longer than other American artists that came over so I could differentiate myself. And maybe kind of for the first time I started to see that the skill level of being a multi-instrumentalist, being proficient on many different instruments, breaking records down instead of just performing over my tracks. These kinds of elements I found that people really appreciated. And so I understood it first based on data, and second based on being in the field and actually being on stage over there and sometimes playing when I have my own sets, that people actually care and appreciate it. And man, I mean, the internet is a very, very powerful tool to communicate to large numbers of people. I mean,
why can't I just do it? Money like that would really change things.
Literally have
My family would be so proud.
An internationally accessible global content channel. And it's your responsibility to make sure that content is happening on a consistent basis. And so for me, starting out in the game, it was every single day for a year, running around New York City, working on filming everything on my phone, sitting up
You got the bastard hush. Now go get anything in this and get to the core.
cutting it up, and it's like, I still feel like and it was every single day for a year, understanding that fast, furious, and frequency of consistent content was going to be the way that I could not only build, but also retain. And then I could look at the insights on Spotify, and if you look at the insights on Facebook, you can know where your audience is actually directly relates to the geographical location where your audience is. And that's what I
Over there. Rush him out.
Which is just treat people like that. You respected them and you treated them better than the artists. Yes. More money backing. You just said, I want to treat y'all.
Somebody butcher people.
So he had that hack. I mean, another story I heard was he said what you said. I think he paid somebody off wherever he went.
Yeah.
You would pay for your songs you played. So, so for him, I always talk to everybody on the channel about the idea of targeting omnipresent, from being everywhere to the target amount of fans, right? You did it to one person.
Yeah,
wherever P. Diddy went, he heard your song.
Yes.
And unknowingly that you're paying.
Yeah.
What gets you like in the mindset of it?
Yeah.
Like y'all are amazing.
Yeah.
So you had that hack. I mean, you
the geographical locations where y'all be on my YouTube channel, and it was every single day for a year, understanding that channel. And it's your responsibility to make sure. And man, I mean, the internet is a very, very powerful tool to communicate to large numbers of people. I mean, you can, through one YouTube channel, you'll, for example, literally have an internationally accessible content channel. And it's your responsibility to make sure that content is happening on a consistent basis. So for me, starting out in the game, it was every single day for a year, running around New York City, working with Cassie, filming everything on And man, I mean, the internet is a very, very powerful tool to these kinds of elements have American artists that came over so I can differentiate myself. To see that the skill level of being a multi-instrumentalist.
Anyone here? Give yourself up. You're ready to face the music.
Breaking records.
Damn, I was under that duck.
How did this shit? Another level type shit.
That people actually cared and appreciated. And
Where the fuck is I?
man, I mean, the internet is a very, very powerful tool
the bottom.
to
first
communicate.
always the first one at the bottom.
You can
They sick.
YouTube channel, you're a perfect example. Literally.
Well, I found to get up here though. Off that nigga, boy, it took a minute. I'm like, way to get up here, get this nigga.
Accessible global content channel, and it's your responsibility to make sure that content is happening. For American artists that came over, so I can differentiate myself. And maybe kind of for the first time, I started to see that star. And I was always very, very respectful and thankful and grateful for the appreciation that I would get in different countries. Well, really the appreciation I would get anywhere.
Just back to artists, because I know a lot of artists watch this. The hustle that you had when you first started off.
Yeah.
Like I remember that seeing P. Diddy talk about
These baby steps to get there.
he had never seen an artist really going out, building their own fan base, specifically in Europe, going straight global.
Well, what I learned is that a lot of international artists who go over to Europe and feel very entitled. So I'm already a big star in the United States. Everyone's a dream like a big star. And I was always very, very respectful and thankful and grateful for the appreciation that I would get in different countries. Well, really the appreciation I would get anywhere, but the appreciation I would get
grab and shit.
Oh yeah, I ain't see shit in.
That I did every request. I would always make sure that my set length was longer than other American artists that came over, so I could differentiate myself. And maybe kind of for the first time, I started to see that the skill level of being a multi-instrumentalist, being proficient on many different instruments.
I can put that in the thing, kill him, huh?
Records down instead of
Kill everybody, huh?
performing over my tracks.
Drinks.
These kinds of elements, I found that people really appreciated, and so I understood that first based on data, and second based on being in the field and actually being on stage for the appreciation that I would get in different countries. Well, really the appreciation I would get anywhere, but
the hustle that you had when you first started off.
Yeah.
Like I remember that seeing P. Diddy talk about that he had never seen an artist really going out, building their own fan base, specifically in Europe, going straight global.
Well, what I learned is that a lot of
You got the pastor touch. Now go get Imogen Max and bring it to the court.
And I was always very, very respectful and thankful and grateful for the appreciation that I would get in different countries. Well, really the appreciation I would get anywhere, but the appreciation I would get in different countries. And I would always make sure that I did every request. I would always make sure that my set length was longer than other American artists that came over. You will not knock anyone else out, you hear me, mister? And maybe kind of for the first time, I started to see that the skill level of being a multi-instrumentalist, being proficient on many different instruments, breaking records down instead of just performing over my tracks. These kinds of elements, I found that people really appreciated. And so I understood that first based on data, and second based on being in the field and actually being on stage over there and sometimes playing half-hour sets, that people actually cared and appreciated. And man, I mean, the internet is a very, very powerful tool to communicate to large numbers of people. I mean, you can, through one YouTube channel, you're a perfect example, literally have an internationally accessible global content channel. And it's your responsibility to make sure that content is happening on a consistent basis. So for me, starting out in the game, it was every single day for a year, running around New York City, working with Cassie, filming everything on my own, and setting up a camera on a tripod, just like you have here, speaking into the camera, cutting it up. It was called NS for Life. Some of those clips might still be on my YouTube channel. And it was every single day for a year, understanding that fast, furious frequency of consistent content was going to be the way that I could not only build, but also retain an audience, right? And then I can look at the insights. You can look at the insights on YouTube. You can look at the insights on Spotify. You can look at the insights on Facebook. You can know where your audience is actually
in here downstairs.
And then it's your responsibility to A, be able to communicate with that audience directly, and B, play to the geographical location where your audience is building. That's what I love.
Come out there back there.
Biggest edge of all that.
Yeah, attacking me.
Some of the theme of Super Bowl, which is treat people like they're
They come.
treat them better than their artists who might have bigger names, more money backing. You just said, I want to treat y'all. I always talk to everybody on the channel about the idea of targeted omnipresence, being everywhere to target.
Alright, so back over there again.
Fans, right? You did it to one person.
Yeah.
Wherever B Diddy went, he heard your song. Unknowingly that you became somebody else.
Yeah.
What gets you like in the mindset of this hustle that you're constantly?
Listen, a lot of it's trial and error, man. A lot of it's trial and error, and also I think so many people talk about
Hush
trial
likes the last one I sent up to the top floor.
and very few
He'll be the
people
one
talk
to
about
conclude
trial
this
and
phase.
success. People always look at trial and success and they wonder what your quarterback and they say, oh, okay, well,
He signed up for the full package.
I understand that for every number of trial and error.
Thanks, Julie. I was just informed that we don't need any more test subjects tonight.
And to get to success, especially in
Oh no, there will be more to come. Depending on the results of the conclusion to this test phase, come back tomorrow and we'll schedule a new spot for you.
Between myself, my partner, and one of my best friends, Rashid Richmond, we were trailblazers in that MySpace era. How do you take an artist from relative
By the channel about the idea of targeted omnipresence, being
Nah, I don't think it'd be on that floor right there though. That's wrong control on the trip.
For a year, running around New York City, working with Cassie, filming everything on my own, and setting up a camera on a tripod just like you have here, speaking into the camera, cutting it up. It was called NS for Life. Some of those clips might still be on my YouTube channel. And it was every single day for a year, understanding that fast, furious frequency of consistent content was going to be the way that I could not only build, but also retain an audience. Right?
Excuse me, Doctor.
And then I can look at the insights on YouTube. You can look at the insights on
Image and noise can be
it's your responsibility to A, be able to communicate directly, play to
I couldn't find a way to get out right there.
geographical locations where your audience is building, and that's what I love.
Let's check that nigga's crane.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Edge of all that you said kind of relates to some of the things on the phone, which is treating people like they're respecting them and you treating them better.
Everything on my own and setting up a camera on a tripod just like you have here. Speaking into the camera, cutting it up. It was called NS for Life. Some of those clips might still be on my YouTube channel. And it was every single day for a year, understanding that fast, furious frequency of consistent content was going to be the way that I could not only build, but also retain an audience, right? And then I can look at the insights. You can look at the insights on YouTube. You can look at the insights on Spotify. You can look at the insights on Facebook. You can know where your audience is actually developing. And then it's your responsibility to A, be able to communicate with that audience directly, and B, play to the geographical locations where your audience is building. And that's what I love.
What's crazy about that is the biggest edge of all that you said kind of relates to some of the theme of Super Bowl, which is treating people like they're respecting them and you treating them better than other artists who might have bigger names, more money backing. You just said, I want to treat y'all like y'all are amazing. Yeah. So he had that. I mean, another story I heard was he said what you said. I think he paid somebody off wherever he went. You would pay for your song you played. So, so for him, I always talk to everybody in the channel about the idea of targeting omnipresence, being everywhere to target a lot of fans, right? You did it to one person. Wherever P. Diddy went, he heard your song. Yes. Unknowingly that you're paying somebody else. Yeah. What gives you like in the mindset of this hustle that you're constantly
a lot of it's trial and error, man. A lot of it's trial and error, and also I think so many people talk about trial and error, and very few people talk about trial and success. People always look at trial and success and they want a winning quarterback. They say, "Oh,
you got the bastard hush." Now go get Imogen Royce
I
and we can get to
understand
the core.
For every number of trial and errors, there will be also a number of trial and success. And to get to success, especially in verticals where you have to be a trailblazer, and really in the MySpace days between myself, my partner, and one of my best friends, Rashid Richmond, we were
hustle that you're constantly
a lot of it's trial and error, man. A lot of it's trial and error, and also I think so many people talk about trial and error, and very few people talk about trial and success. People always look at trial and success and they want a winning quarterback, and they say, "Oh, okay, well, I was successful with X, Y, and Z." I understand that for every number of trial and errors that you have, there will be also a number of trial and success. And to get to success, especially in verticals where you have to be a trailblazer, and really in the MySpace days between myself, my channel, and it's your responsibility to make sure that content is happening on a consistent basis. So for me, starting out in the game, it was every single day for a year, running around New York City, understanding that fast, furious, frequent YouTube, you can look at the insides on Spotify. I love it from the beginning of my career.
What's crazy about that is the biggest edge out of all that you said kind of relates to some of the theme of Superbone, which is just treating people like they're human. Like you respected them and you treated them better than other artists who might have bigger names, more money backing. You said, "I want to treat y'all like y'all are amazing." So he had that hat. I mean, another story I heard was P. Diddy said what you said. I think he paid somebody off wherever he went. You would pay for your song you played. So for him, I always talk to everybody on the channel about the idea of targeting omnipresence, which is being everywhere to target a lot of fans. Right? You did it to one person. Wherever you did it, when you heard your song. I know it. Like in the mindset of this that you're constantly
a lot of it's trial and error, man. A lot of it's trial and error, and also I think so many people talk about trial and error.
Shit, guess I'm gonna get around to that back way to get that nigga. He down there somewhere in that basement. I just figured out how to. I had to kill him then. Like snap that nigga from his neck. Cause he down there for so many bodyguards shit down there.
There will be also a number of trial and success. And to get to success, especially in verticals where
if you had to do that shit, bro,
man,
try not to get shot one time.
Myself, my partner, and one of my best friends, Rashid Richmond, we were trailblazers in that MySpace era. How do you take an artist from relative obscurity, a burgeoning modeling career from New London, Connecticut, and leverage a social platform that was new but nascent and vibrant and growing? And
damn, I knew he was down there. That's why I knew it.
Make it come true on a platform that was emerging, being a trailblazer.
Went the wrong one?
To be 100% honest, it took a lot of trial and error, and there were those moments where we had trial and success. And so, I mean, it was Rich Dollars actually. Rich Dollars was working on the Bad Boy Street team and Bad Boy Radio team, and man, he was really, I listened as much as I could. Being young and having success early, you can definitely have your share of arrogance. And there were moments where I just said, look, it's going to be a lot better for me to just
I done beat that board already.
Listen to someone that's willing to
that's the manual save slot where I saved it myself.
So he was really the guy that had the idea. Look, we need to mix it up.
That was wrong.
That was like in the middle of that.
Everywhere Punk is going hard.
It had like a little boy on that bitch.
That budget, you know, and we'll make sure that the DJs are spinning it. And that's how it worked out.
Okay, well, I have just 2 more questions.
But nascent and vibrant and growing.
I'm about to go in there and kill her.
That artist, take her dream, make it come true on a platform that was emerging, being a trailblazer, to be 100% true to honest.
He fucked up. Yeah.
And there were those moments when you
my man's by himself.
It was Rich
attacking him quietly.
Rich was working on
I'm so busy focused on trying to do this part here. Do other shit. Where?
I listened as much as I could. You know, being young and having success early, you could definitely have your
just walk straight through instead of having to.
And there were moments where I said, look, you know, it's going to be a lot better for me to just listen. And if I listen to someone who's willing to work with me, then I'm going to accelerate that. And so he was really the guy that had the idea. Look, we need to mix it over in the clubs. And since I'm on the Bad Boy Street team, and one of my best friends is Steve Richmond, we were trailblazers in that stage era. How do you take an artist from relative obscurity, a burgeoning modeling career from New London, Connecticut, and leverage a social platform that was new, but nascent and vibrant and growing, and take that artist, take her dream, make it come true on a platform that was emerging, being a trailblazer, to me, it took a lot of trial. Was working on the Bad Boy Street team.
I shot him. I could have slid up over there and got that there.
And man, he was.
I see his 3
as much as I could, you know. Being young and having success early, you can definitely have your share of arrogance. And there were moments when I said, look, if I listen to someone that's willing to work with me, then I'm going to accelerate faster. And so he was really the guy that had the idea. Look, we need to mix it over in the clubs. And since I'm on the Bad Boy Street team, everywhere Punk is going, I already know where he's going to be. So, Ryan, I just need that button, you know, and we'll make sure that the DJs are spinning it, and that's how it worked out.
Oh, what guy you was talking about? That nigga was back there.
And even the thing you said about the upbringing, you were in a foreign country for a period. You were early, like you went to college early. You were young, right? You did this music thing, the independent. Superphone.
Yeah.
My question when I look at your career, especially when I said earlier on, you're like a smart guy, music guy, successful. It's hard for some people to relate to what they see as far as the narrative, right? It just seems like this guy, especially without knowing the things about the parents and things like that, right? But you haven't seemed to overwork in trying to communicate that you had such humble beginnings. Are you comfortable, or do you find comfort in being an outsider?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, I think anyone that's made an incredible impact on humanity has been an outsider. I mean, look at Prince, right? Look. I mean, look at the Purple, or look at Eminem, or look at Wayne, or look at Uzi now, or look at Young Thug. I mean, the folks that are having this kind of impact on society, or the people who are great to take on the message and take on the communication that apprehensive and communicate the message that most will be apprehensive. And I think now, more than ever, in a world where we are so connected, we have so much access to data, we have so much access to tools that can make us smarter about the decisions we make. It's important for us as that next youthful generation. I mean, I never wanted to be someone that took flight and didn't teach others how to fly. And for me, my life is an open book. My stories are, you know, very, very clearly can be transparently communicated. And I really wish that more folks, I wish more people would
wake up. We got a situation here.
Would have the courage and the honesty to really just say, like, look, you know, I wasn't necessarily self-made. I don't think really anybody is self-made.
Exactly.
Right?
And I think what makes it just so interesting, though, just because you were so transparent, but again, the public is so unknown in a lot of these things that are occurring. So I always wondered if you might have
a good one, buddy.
Upon yourself to say, let me push my narrative out there more, because Kanye was he mentioned you as in the video I did on you, right? He mentioned you and will.i.am as far as people who are product focused and care enough, right? You actually learned code. A successful rapper producer is going to learn code to create a product. He mentioned you, right? But when I look at the difference between you and Kanye, it's almost like the difference between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla, right? Both geniuses in their own right, but Edison was a better PR person, right? He got it out there. So, and you being inspirational, you being a person of color, especially, I always just wondered like, were you ever going to take it upon yourself to say, all right, now let me push it out and do a movie?
Yeah, I'm on you, buddy.
In any form of fashion.
Yeah. I mean, I think A is about timing, right? And B is about impact, right? So, am I interested in this for me? Or am I interested in this in terms of how it will impact the world? And when I have interviews like this,
he want more down.
And I deal with a young team of super talented young team dealing with that super phone, and the idea is put forward that my story can be a catalyst to inspiring young people to really achieve the success that I believe that this next generation is going to be able to achieve. Then it becomes more crystallized and more priority for me to actually tell that story. So
you know you shouldn't be here.
Let's if we can look into a crystal ball, is there a book on the horizon? Is there a movie on the horizon? I think that's all. I think it's all.
I'll be an all dog. I'm probably back to stay in.
What would you want your legacy to be as Ryan Legend?
Sure.
On Fresh Triangle.
I mean, my legacy, I actually just went to celebrate the life of a pretty pivotal
they were saying
character.
I thought they wanted into that. Bad. I thought he was going to put you
music manager, attorney, music executive, author, and I believe that everyone's legacy is just a culmination of how you get people while you're alive. And every day I live my life that way. I live my life in such a way that the people around me, I want to make sure that anyone that's within the range of my voice, that I am planting seeds, that whether those seeds become fertilized at the moment I plant them or they bear fruit later on in life, I want to make sure that I'm planting the seeds that build the kind of intelligent decision making that help to accelerate success. Because I believe that when we accelerate success, we, as humans, we innately want to share that success. And so I was actually just watching I think it was Antoine Walker I was watching, and he had made $108 million in the NBA, and then
single close.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
And I think he has a documentary about it. One of the caveats that came from listening to him, he said, "Man, I wanted to share my success with the people who came up with me." And so when I went on trips, I want everybody to go on trips. And so what I'm interested in doing is changing that just a little bit so that everyone in the crew is successful. So I don't have to pay for everyone. They can pay for themselves. If I say, hey, let's go, take 2 weeks in the south of France and get a yacht in Sardinia and, just enjoy the sun and think about what our next idea is going to be. It's totally different when people come to the table with the kind of success that's equal because we can elevate each other. And I'm interested in, from a diversity standpoint, from a youth perspective, I'm interested in just being as inspirational as possible. And not just inspirational in terms of talk, but inspirational in terms of delivering the world a utility that they can actually use, a tool that can actually give them the insights and be accomplished for them so they can achieve success in whatever way the success means to them.
Wow. Dope, man. That was a very elegant answer.
Thank you.
I appreciate you once again.
Appreciate you,
guys, man. I hope you really benefited from this interview with Ryan Leslie. The guy has so many gems that he dropped throughout this. We're definitely going to have to talk about this in the comment section. You already know.
Sure.
Hey, you guys follow Ryan Leslie at where do you want to move?
TextRyan.com. Just leave me a number. You can follow me if you'd like, but TextRyan.com. I know a lot of folks might have some questions based on this interview, so just shoot me just leave me a number at TextRyan.com. I'll send you back a text. And yeah, Boo, I'm interested in seeing the kind of success that is achieved after this point in your life.
All right, I'm back, and I hope you guys get as much value out of that.
I'll be your guide on the
It
facility.
was very interesting to see how Ryan went from being a producer in his room, thinking it was all about being the best producer in the world, and then all of a sudden had that light switch that said, hey, I need to start getting people to know me. I need to start networking. I hope you guys are taking notes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And of course, hit Ryan up. He said, hit him up. You have his number. Text Ryan. Let him know what you thought about the interview at the very least. And as always, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like it, you might as well share it. If you're not subscribed,
Very sorry,
you
Mr.
know what to
Richard.
do.
We need you to bring the P-41 to get the tour. It's procedure. Please figure it out before you come and find me. I'll be waiting by the stairs in the back of the restaurant kitchen.
For those of you who don't know me, I ran a record label for about 20 years called Spin Art Records. Got to release bands like the Pixies, Echo the Bunnymen, the Eels, Apples and Stereo, my other sort of favorites from high school and college. Helped to launch a company called eMusic, 1997-98, first online digital music service. And then in 2005, as my label went down in flames, I launched a company called TuneCore, which grew to become the largest music distribution company in the world. I feel self-aggrandizing. So as you may or may not know, in the United States we have copyright law, and this copyright law says the minute that you create a song, okay, and I'm going to break this into two parts. When you create a song, you get these sort of 6 copyrights with it, 6 slices of copyright. So I'm going to go to Whitney Houston recording I Will Always Love You, which one of you will have to perform before I leave the day.
This boy.
Whitney Houston records I Will Always Love You, and that was released by Sony Records. So Sony Records owns the copyright for the recording of the song. There's one copyright in all of its glory.
Yeah, I know.
But who wrote the lyrics and melody to I Will Always Love You? So she was divorcing her husband in the 70s, as I've read, and she wrote a song called I Will Always Love You about her soon-to-be ex-husband. So there's your second copyright in that piece of recorded music. The lyric and the melody is performed by Dolly Parton. So Dolly Parton controls the lyric and the melody, which is called a composition, which is referred to as music publishing, which can be really confusing. And then the recording of the song is controlled by Sony Records. So I'm going to be focusing in on the Dolly Parton side of things. So if any of you have written a song, anyone here ever write a song? By default, the minute you made that song tangible, meaning you either wrote it down or it got recorded, you got copyright protection. And you get these 6 sort of slices of copyright. And I'm going to rattle them off, but I'm only going to really focus on one now. The one I'm going to focus on has to do with the right of reproduction, which of course is the sexiest of these copyrights. The right of reproduction, the right of public performance, the right of derivatives, public display, digital transmission, and distribution. Those are sort of the 6 slices you get when you make your song in it.
Oh God.
Sorry, we have now.
Okay, so
as I'm rambling, by
he's
the way,
somewhere over there again.
feel free to throw questions up. Otherwise, I'll lose somebody somewhere in the stuff because copyright became my pornography. I don't know why. Anyway, sad but true. So the one I'm going to focus on is reproduction. The right of reproduction, and for the lawyers in the room, I know I'm cutting some corners here. Basically says every time your lyric and melody is reproduced, someone needs a license for that, and they need to pay you. A reproduction is, I manufacture a CD which has your lyric and melody on it. It doesn't matter if you recorded it or somebody else recorded it. Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You. Whitney used to record it for Sony. Every time Sony made a CD, it was Dolly Parton's lyric and melody being reproduced, so she had to get licensed and paid. A reproduction is a USB stick. A reproduction is a cassette, an 8-track tape. Is a reproduction. A reproduction then expanded when things like downloads came into the marketplace. They're called digital phonographic downloads, DVDs. So you go to iTunes and you download a song in the United States. Guess what? It's a reproduction. That means if you wrote the lyric and melody, I'll go to him. He wrote the lyric and melody, and you recorded his song, and you had that song up, recording up in iTunes, and it was purchased 100,000 times. You would have to get paid. The law then began to get a little confused because this sort of weird thing came up next where people were no longer buying pre-recorded music. They were now renting other people's music. These are called interactive streaming services. Interactive streaming services is basically renting someone else's music collection, and you can use it however the hell you want. Start, stop, rewind, skip, share with your friends, listen to it over and over and over. You'll notice you can't do that with Pandora. Pandora is considered all different categories. So no, you are not owed royalties for the right of reproduction from Pandora, but you are from Spotify because it's an interactive service. Interactive again means it's like it's on the thing on your hard drive. It's on somebody else's hard drive. You treat it like it's your own. Start, stop, skip, rewind. Like where Pandora, you can only listen to the parts twice in the same half hour. You can't listen to the exact song that you want. 5 times, you guys, is that right? The first half hour. You can't go backwards. So think of Pandora like internet radio. Think of Spotify as your own music. So the law said, okay, now we got this weird hybrid thing where you can stream music on demand. And when you can do that, is there a right of reproduction being done? And we need a license. The way things shook out is the answer was, yeah, we agreed that under the law of the United States, more or less 23. So, with that backdrop, let's move into how many of you have actually written a song and either recorded it yourself or someone else has distributed on Spotify. Okay. Under the law, here's the way this right of reproduction works, and I'm just going to stick with the United States because it differs in other countries. Actually, the U.S. is different than everywhere else. It's kind of the way it always is. For better or for worse. In the United States, you don't get to say no once your song has been commercially released. You cannot say, Spotify, I do not want you to use my lyric and melody. Rhapsody, you do not get to do. You get no choice. The government metaphorically comes into your home, puts a gun to your head, and says, I'm removing choice. Which is kind of weird because Orrin Hatch, who's a Republican on the right, likes to deny choice in other areas as well, but I guess he likes to carry it over here. So, you don't have a choice. There's something called the compulsory license. You are compelled to have to give Spotify a license to your lyric and melody, whether it's your own recording or someone else's. In return, though, Spotify, Rhapsody, Beats, Google Play, RDO, Log, Lala, Zoom, whatever the hell it is, have to follow the rules. So the rules say, number one, they can't say no, but you have to do a couple of things. The first thing you have to do is you have to get a license. So I'm going to stick with you for a moment. Your song is up on Spotify. Before that recording of your song to go into Spotify, you are supposed to get a notice of intent. N-O-I. I intend on using your music in my service. The reason why you are required to get the notice of intent is so you go, aha, now I know someone's using my lyric and melody, and I know where it's going. If they do not send you a notice of intent, you've written a song in this room, and that song exists on Spotify.
Right there.
If you have not gotten this thing that I'm talking about, you're like, what is that? Your song, lyric and melody, is unlicensed. Your copyright is now being infringed upon. It's copyright infringement. They do not have a right to do that without a license. So they either have to send you this note that releases, hey, this is Spotify, this is maybe your song, we're going to use it. Or they got to call you up and say, would you mind if we got a direct license? Here's a contract that's just signed. They don't do one of those two things. They are unlicensed. FYI. The second thing that they have to do, amongst many others, is they have to pay you on the 20th of the month for the previous month. So on February 20th, you're required to get paid by these streaming services the money you are owed from the interactive stream of your lyric and melody body. Now, the amount of money you're supposed to get paid is also not open to negotiation. The U.S. government has decided they're going to set that rate for you. Okay, this is called a mechanical royalty. Talking about mechanical royalties right now. You might have heard that term. Maybe you haven't, but this is what we're talking about. So every time there is a stream of your song on Spotify, etc., you are not licensed, but you're supposed to get paid a mechanical royalty.
We read.
Now, the mechanical royalty rate that the government
Oh, you somewhere around
sets, and I hope I'm not boring you guys with this stuff. This is hard to talk about. This thing exciting beyond the fact that they're taking your money. If it is a download, or it's on physical, like vinyl cassette, the rate right now is 9.1 cents, a little less than a dime. Unless it's over 5 minutes, in which case it's a formula of 1.74 or 75. 1.74 cents per minute. That's the penny rate. It's codified. It's like a hard number. 9.1 cents per download or physical piece of product manufactured is paid to you as a mechanical royalty on that download or physical. On a stream, it is not a penny rate. It is a percentage. Okay, so I'm going to really dumb this one down because I still have an assistance here. The amount of money you get paid for each stream on Spotify, the lyric and the melody, is approximately 0.5% of their gross revenue in that month, minus the cost of public performance. What is left over then?
That's the way from the beginning.
So let's say there was $1.5 million in the pot at the end of the month. The cost of public performance, which gets paid for a different legal copyright.
No choice right now, shit. Keep running.
Is $1 million in the pot. If there are a million streams and $1 million in the pot, each stream is worth $1. If there were 2 million streams, it's 50 cents, etc., right? So as you get more streams, more money, or one goes up, it varies. So it's a percentage rate, not a flat penny rate. That's the very simplified version of it. But the non-simplified, or the important part of this is, if you've written a lyric and melody, and your song streams on Spotify, you're now owed the mechanical royalty for the interactive stream of recording of your song. If you have not been paid that money, geez, that was fair. If you've not been paid that money, your copyright is being infringed, and you can notify the service that they're not paying you what they should be.
I don't know what the fuck dog that nigga is. I think it's
Are you alright?
Now, here's another really important point in the U.S. I've talked to a lot of people that say, but I'm already getting paid my mechanical royalty, right? I use CD Baby, I use TuneCore, I use Ditto, I use Zimbla, whatever. And my distributor, my record label's paying me. Yes, they are on the downloads. Because the law in the United States says that the mechanical royalties owed from a physical or download get to be paid by the label or the distributor to the songwriter, publisher, the lyric and melody. But the law also says on a stream, can't do that. Spotify's got to pay you directly. That means you are not getting your second income stream from your label or your distributor. So let's put this back into really tangible form. You've written a song, it's been recorded and streamed on Spotify. Let's assume you've gotten a notice of intent, so that with the license. That song streams on the 20th of the month under the compulsory license. You have to get accounted to, you have to get paid. If they do not do that, they are in breach of the license that you are in with them. That means your money has been paid out. That means you've got money sitting there right now that you've generated that they're not paying out. Does all that so far make sense? Are there any questions on any of that? Yes.
I received letters of intent for the license from a third party collecting service called Music Reports.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering what gives them any kind of right to
Don't mind me, sir.
kind of step in the middle of my business.
Great question.
And what is the actual
Are you in it?
that they
So
have?
that was a perfect segue to the next thing I was going into. Great question. Okay, so why aren't you getting paid? How many people here have a song that they've written that's been recorded, that's been on Spotify, that's streamed, and have never been paid a mechanical royalty? Okay. Your own money, it's earned, it's just sitting there. They're incredibly copyright law, you're not getting paid, and they're making money off of you to reach their 10 billion plus next.
I'll just go to the door. Open that door, then.
The problem is, no digital music service, I don't care who it is, Beats, Mug, Microsoft Xbox, Lala, Zune, Audio, Midwest Tape, Slacker, you name it, these interactive services, not one of them built the infrastructure to deal with making these payments. Nobody built it. They built it for the sound recording side, the Sony record side, but they did not build it for the songwriter side. So, what did they do? They hired third parties. They literally said, fuck, I don't want to deal with this. And could you just, could you deal with this each month? And they send this gentleman right here a usage log at the end of the month. And they say, here is a list of 29.5 million sound recordings in Spotify. Now this poor guy said, great. He now has to take every one of those sound recordings and map them back to a lyric and melody. So he writes a song called Butterfly, records it, puts it up, and it goes into, congratulations, into Spotify, and it streams. Is it the Mariah Carey version of Butterfly? Is it the Jason Mraz version of Butterfly? Is it the Crazy Town version of Butterfly? Or is it the brand new version of Butterfly? Or is it somebody else's version of Butterfly? And how is he supposed to know that? This poor guy has to sit and figure out for 29.5 million sound recordings and map it, this song back to this composition. He's not going to listen to it. He's got to build a computer system that does this. And computer systems they need ways to link things together. Sound recording composition, how do I link them together? So he's got to figure out a way to do that.
What was the window you was in? Wasn't in that door? We went up that window right there? Oh, that's like going there. He ain't even there right now.
Well, now that I know it's a recording of this particular lyric and melody, who controls it? Then he's going to figure out how to map the lyric and melody back to the people that wrote the song. So let's go with Daft Punk.
Is he up there?
And there's like 8 different people that wrote that song. So he's going to have to figure out, get lucky, get split up into these different percentages, and on the 20th of the month has to make a micro payment or whatever it is to each one of those songwriter publishers in order to comply with the compulsory license. Frankly, it's pretty much an impossible task. And by the way, next month that 29.5 million sound recordings becomes 30 million. And then the following month is 30.25. So it just keeps growing. Every single fucking month since these services launched, okay, every single month, between 15 to 30% of those sound recordings were never mapped and matched back to a lyric and melody. They never were mapped and matched, and they were never paid out on. Okay, yes, I'm doing a show for Audium for 2 seconds. This is sort of the things that I fix. So for just 25 of my customers, which include Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jason Mraz, Metallica, but for some sub-portion of them, I went and I did their work for them. I cleaned up their database for just 25 catalogs. Now, there's like 70 to 100,000 publishers of note in the world that represent these lyrics and melody. I got $60,000 in interactive streaming mechanical royalties dating back to 2007, 3 weeks ago.
Okay, that makes
because I went in and I fixed up their fucking problem, which is your money that they're using so they can sell iPhones, so that they can sell computers, get market share, do their IPOs, raise venture capital. You think SoundCloud's going to pay you accurately? You think they're going to build the infrastructure for this? I hope so. Because they just raised $100 million off of your works. If they're going to use your music, would they at least pay you accurately? Is that really a big ask? Microsoft, how would you feel about it if each month you only got paid 80% of the money you owe or earned from the credit card company because they couldn't figure out how to map together 20%? Would that be acceptable to you? No, why should it be acceptable to them? All right, this stuff just pisses me off. Yes, sir.
how come more publishing and owners of these rights haven't been suing these services?
Good question. Well, the answer to that has to do with, in some cases, the major music publishers. So the first thing is this is a very dense area. It's complicated. The royalties aren't clear. It takes a freak like me to go in.
I'm a fucking up though.
And once you've got that knowledge base, the second thing is, should I pay attention to it now? Or am I more interested in one live gig where I'll make more money in one night than I will off of 5 years of Spotify? What are my priorities? There's only so much time in the day. Now the money is beginning to matter. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the entities that could really have driven the change to this. I don't want to say they were bought off. That's not fair. They received very large advances. Okay, so if you're a very large music company and you get prepaid, what happens after that? For the most part, you don't get prepaid.
You
Now,
got.
on top of that, not only are you getting prepaid the money, but you're getting an equity position in the company. The major labels own over 6% of Spotify. Where do you think they'll make more money? From the use of their music in Spotify or off of the IPO of Spotify? And by the way, if you are a band or an artist or a songwriter or a publisher that is in a deal with one of the major music companies, check your contracts to see if there's a provision that offers you a royalty from an exit. There is no exit royalty. So when Spotify does its IPO, and that money gets split between the major music companies, for which there are 3, and reach in hundreds of millions of dollars, no artist, no publisher, no songwriter gets their share of that, even though it's their works that caused it to happen. So that's one reason. Second reason is, the music industry is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Music publishing is about licensing.
Oh my God!
Companies using the music are technology companies. They build hardware, software, and what they did is they created very complicated pieces of technology. They turned to the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and music publishers and said, hey, have your in-house engineer that writes machine language in XML2 code. Please provide an XML metadata feed by an FTP authenticated prompt, where we'll input into our non-relational big data cloud-based infrastructure the relational aspects of a master and a composition to allow for our business logic to apply to pay that money each month. What? That's not what the fucking music industry does.
Central, it's me.
We got 5 minutes left. So, the end result is, if you receive an advance on your money, and the data's bad in the database, think about this. If the data's bad in the database, which it is, by the way, is another reason why these things are managed. What does that mean? That means you, as the record label, don't get the royalty statement that says, hey, this composition earned X amount this month, which means you get to keep more of the advance.
He got to be down right there. It's like
that
you're talking
data works to the advantage of people that received advances. And they get to dip again when there's an exit through an IPO, or they get purchased, which they don't have to share back.
He's not here.
The creators. Oh, yes. So, thank you. So how does this tie into Music Reports? Music Reports is one of the third-party companies that exist in the United States that gets hired to deal with the administration of the royalties. So Music Reports works for Microsoft, who are closing at the end of the year. AT&T Move, who are also closing at the end of the year. RDO, Slacker, Midwest Cable, Vodafone, which is the back end for Sony's direct streaming service. So they all turn to them and say, here, Music Reports, let me pay you money to go do this job and get this money. The other company that does that in the United States is called HFA, sometimes called the Harry Fox Agency, which used to be on the other side of the fence, but now they're on this side of the fence. So what happens is Spotify, Rhapsody hire HFA and select their usage logs to do this damn money when they're supposed to. Then you've got Internet, which does Beats, that's really the big one. And then the final one is Brightmo, which was acquired by Google, and Brightmo is up the money for Google. That's why you're getting the notices of intent from them, because you're hired by these third-party companies, but your instinct is correct. You're not in a deal with Music Reports. You're in a deal with and that.
Hey, he's not here. Command,
right.
please acknowledge.
So, long story short to all this is, I got tired of this. You know, with TuneCore, I was frustrated with artists getting screwed by given access to distribution. With Audium, I'm hired by music publishers, publishing administrators, songwriters to go on their behalf and go and get you your money. And what I will do is I will go in and I will find the sound recordings of your songs. I will get the data necessary. Put it in, so we'll get the data song, what percentage of people, the song administrators, all the identifiers necessary. And they take that information and they re-deliver to them. And they'll let you know.
Right there. Oh yeah.
No, you weren't. Even though you're doing your IP index. And
I gotta be where you at, because there's too many niggas in there.
I was on the phone with
knock the nigga out.
His name was, as was someone else in this room. And the attorney for the interactive streaming services insisted, he said to me, listen, we're not going to invest in the infrastructure to pay on time. We're not going to do it. And what's the big deal? It's not a lot of money anyway.
Damn.
Xboxes and Xbox subscriptions and major marketing, that's fine.
You might have gone, you're ready. That'd be.
Go create your own fucking music. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? Yeah. That's why music has value. So invest in the infrastructure. You're going to use someone else's property to make your billions of dollars. You're freaking paying. If you're not going to do it, then stop using it. And I think I'm out of time, right? Hey, Rob.
Hey monkeys, how you doing? David Keys here. So last night, I was chatting with people asked me, how do I carry on promoting a single once it's been with active feelings?
Right. That's what I'm saying. They make that shit be iffy though sometimes.
Top 10 tips on how you can carry on promoting a single after this. Okay, so before we get to the top 10 tips on how you're going to promote this single once it's been released.
Yeah, we can be able to. That was that one time.
This is how we get our own housing order before we start trying to push this single out there. Question number 1. What is it
ain't gonna matter. Matter until I got this gun. I ain't supposed to
before we start trying to push stuff out there, we have to figure out
I thought.
what pushing them to do, because the audience needs to know. Okay? So question number 1, what are you trying to get the audience to do? Is it to go to a link? Is it to watch a video? Is it to buy the single? You need to decide what it is that you're trying to get the audience to do, because remember,
Trespass, not.
Over there!
You be him.
And if you don't know what you're pushing them to do, how are you going to measure that success?
Oh, no, you don't! Drop! I'm gonna take you out, you knucklehead!
You might gonna be dog. Dog ain't dead. He ain't dead.
What is it that you have shared? Now, I know you recorded a single, so you have the music, but how is it you're going to start promoting that? Is it going to be on SoundCloud?
I go get dog shit.
Is it going to be on YouTube? Is it going to be on Amazon?
I didn't even did that.
You have these links to share it. Otherwise, it's just a physical copy, which is a picture in your Facebook, which doesn't really mean anything to them. So question 3 is...
That'd be a data center because everybody but dog.
When someone says, I'll go and check it out, you can send straight there and say, this, go here, do this. Okay, on to the top 10 tips. And number 1 is when you've got the link of the thing that you want people to do, to go download, to go to Spotify, to go to YouTube, whatever that is, that needs to go everywhere. And by that, I mean it needs to go on all of your social media links. It needs to go in your email signature, and especially, it needs to go on your Facebook banner. Now, your Facebook banner is a really important piece of real estate because it's the first thing that people will see when they click onto your Facebook. And so, therefore, that banner needs to tell people exactly what it is that you want them to do, or it's a great advert for what it is that is coming up. If you're on tour, you should change your banner. If you've got a single out, you should change your banner. The banner is a way of directing people. Just like a gift, it's a way of saying, don't worry, we've got this, I've got you, I'm taking you on this journey. And go to your Facebook, you're going to say, don't worry, here's my music, here's the news, and here's the bits about me that you want to actually see, the updated stuff. Now, I'm not seeing that for most people. What I actually see is just people going, did this was today, here's today's story. And most people who are coming to your Facebook aren't coming for the 10th or the 15th time. They're coming for the first time. So they want to know, what do you look like? What do you sound like? And who are you? Those 3 questions. And that banner is a great way of starting off with, here's who I am.
Oh, you press
Here's
up
what
to
I'm
put
doing.
this shit up.
Number 2, do you have a video for your single? Now, if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but nowadays you can make videos for free on a phone. And I know you want to have production values, but also you have to get people's attention. So if you don't have the money or the creativity to be able to make a video for your single, which I think you should be able to, but if you don't, then
put your hand on my
performing the song.
shoulder.
You don't have to perform the entire song.
Man, where's dog at, man? I was so anxious to kill that nigga when I was getting close.
What about
That's why I died.
30 seconds to a minute where you're just performing a verse and a chorus, or just a double chorus? So people can go,
Oh, you still cooking?
say you are performing your chorus, that's quite good. Maybe I'm going to check out the whole song. And then
Yeah, I want some of
at
that.
the end of the video and in the content, there are links.
I don't know. I just want some food.
But I think video is so important.
Well, if you do, just come. When you do, just let me know. How about you just come to the door.
Video performance on your phone, or you can just make a fully fledged video.
Okay. Well. All right, hit me up, cooker.
So you've got music that you kind of need to.
What you doing? I say that booty. What you doing?
I'm not talking about.
What you doing?
I think you need to be creative and find ways that you can make.
Oh, you trying to show me your booty?
Using your creativity in order to get people to. Tip number 3, we all know about Facebook's algorithm.
Ready to eat something?
What about utilizing what Facebook wants to do, which is spending money and doing a Facebook ad? And you don't have to promote a 3 or 4 minute video.
I mean, I ate earlier. I spent some money on the Coney earlier.
Snippet video, or even a great picture promoting the single. And it doesn't have to be a lot.
I said I ate some Coney earlier. I spent some money on some Coney. I got like 5 left. I'm gonna go probably. If you don't come, go grab something.
A cup of tea or a cup of coffee for something that you love and you want for all of your time.
Nah, I said I went to the Coney earlier. I said I got like 5 left. I'm gonna probably go
about 2 or 3 pounds a day.
Probably give me something like a little later on if you don't come through.
That's what this is about. It's about getting in front of people
Huh?
and then seeing whether they like you or whether they want to have a
My Cash App card
listen or buy.
is in my car, so I got to use my Cash App. So like if I somebody Cash App me some money, I got to use my cousin too. Huh? No, don't send it to that same. Don't send it to that same one. I ain't wearing it. Don't send it to that same one. I'm not wearing them. I'm with my other cousin.
Someone from that audience to see you because they already like that sort of music and they like your sort
I'm with Rio.
of style, and then buy it. Facebook advertising isn't going away, and Facebook wants you to do this.
I mean, but if you come through, just let me know. But I mean, if you're not, otherwise just let me know. But don't send it to the other Cash App. Just let me know so I can send you the Cash App name. If you don't slide through, but I already eat some food, but just call me. We've been on water whipping.
Because if you think about your audience,
Alright.
there's one audience, but it's made up of people. It's made up of individuals that are there. And we all see messages that say, hey everyone, my single is out. And we don't do anything. We just go, okay. But this is an opportunity for you to message people one-to-one and say, listen mate, my single's out, I need a favour, I need you to go to Spotify and I need to listen to it and I need you to let me know what you think. And if you like it, it's available for sale on Amazon. That person will go, of course, no problem at all, I can do that. But do that times by one big message, guaranteed almost everyone is going to be for it. But they'll acknowledge it with a nod. Tip 5, spend time looking for opportunities on how you can get your music on vlogs or other internet content, on other people's videos. Now, I know this sounds like a very vague thing, but there are opportunities out there because everyone who makes videos is looking for royalty-free music. And I don't know, let's have a think about someone who would probably feature some music. Oh, it's me! This is a channel, this is a chance. I have Instagram, I have YouTube, I have Facebook. I can feature your stuff. You'd be surprised how many people message me on a daily basis compared to how many people actually send me their email. Very, very few. Loads of people, how do I do this? 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 Not many people actually message me and just say, here's some music, how do I get it on your show? Here's some music, how do I get it featured? You'd be surprised what the answer is. The answer is usually, yeah, okay. And I'm actually working on some ways to be able to do that on a daily basis to bring you value. I am one person. There are thousands of people like me that love new music, that have some kind of show that your music will fit on. Yes, it's hard work. You need to be seeking out these opportunities to find people like
full. She don't have her cash up that shit.
Showcase new music and actually
$50.
embrace it in order to make their content better. Okay, we're halfway through the video, and I want to take a quick break to talk about something. If you've got this far in the video, then good on you, because you are serious about this.
Bitch.
When you're building something, when you're building a social media, you're building a brand.
I didn't see that nigga, man.
Everybody wants to do the high-end stuff. Everybody wants to do the strategy. Everybody wants to do the creating. Everybody wants to be the striker of the football team. Nobody wants to be the defender. And the power is in the distribution, which means the power is in the time it takes.
Monkey. That's some wood.
The hard stuff. The 3 hours on Instagram messaging people. The 4 hours of research of just looking into vlogs or internet content and messaging people saying, is there any chance that you'll
where the fuck is dog at?
With a league? This is the bit that takes time, and nobody wants to do this stuff. So everyone goes, I'll make cakes. Nobody wants to dig holes. I'll do photography. Nobody wants to do those shitty jobs. Everybody wants to do the really fun, exciting jobs, because we should be able to do that because life is fun. Well, that's fine, but even with the fun, exciting stuff comes the shitty jobs. And if you don't do the shitty jobs, that is why your single, your album won't be going out there. You are relying on this magical virality, this viral thing that's going to happen, because you're just going to put something out there. Everyone's going to love it so much that it's going to go crazy. Well, I've got a message for you. On the whole, that doesn't happen. So your job is to say, fine, I'm going to put in hours every single day into getting it out there. Rather than going, I'm going to create a little bit less and spend a bit more time actually getting it in front of people, getting the reach, and making sure people
right there,
know about you, know about your music, and know what you want them to do next. Right. Back to the next top 5 tips. Tip 6, the giveaway. Now, we've all seen this. You make a single and you go, hey, win a chance to win my single. Right off. It's got to be more than that, because your single's free. You can get your single on YouTube. You're going to be performing.
It makes like you on the floor with this nigga, but you ain't. Like, where the fuck you?
It's going to be on SoundCloud. So therefore, why are you giving away
something? Outside, inside, where the fuck you going in and out?
It's going to make people pay attention, and you want to do a giveaway. Give away something monumental. Give away something that your entire audience goes, wow. So how about this? This is just one idea. You can come up with your own creative ideas.
Yeah, about late.
A professional photo shoot. Why don't you run a competition for one of your audience to actually be in your photo shoot?
Shit, last time I right to that nigga last time.
And this guy, or you as an artist and this man. Why not? You've got a story, you've got something to write about with your social media.
There you go, you right there out there somewhere.
Just a great way
super red.
Putting something out there. And bands don't do that because it's out band. You need to do a photo shoot and all that. Okay, but why not do something colossal? Why not make a video and say, you are going to feature in our video? Why not say, well, we're on tour and we're going to be up in Manchester. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get you a plane which is going to go from London to Manchester to fly into one of our gigs. Yes, it might cost you 50 quid, 100 quid on Skyscanner. But so why not do something big? Why not give away your guitar? Get out of our way. Okay. Wow, that's huge. Rather than trying to just do something embarrassing, give away something just really cool.
Okay, continuing.
Get ready. I'm gonna make sure you know.
You've got to think big and think about how you can excite an entire group of people into wanting to do something. So when you do a giveaway, think of something that's colossal that everyone in your audience is going to share and talk about and tell their friends about. Tip 7, unspamming shares. Going back to the Facebook algorithm, there's loads and loads of forums and pages on Facebook which will fit into your demographic. You don't want to spam them, but at the same point, they're there for a reason. So, taking Tim as an example, Tim is in the country music, so there are loads and loads of pages where fans of country music will hang out online, digitally hang out. You need to be getting in front of them. And what you don't want to do is just ram an advert in their face. What you want to do is something creative that's going to let people know. It's the way of building your community by going into another community. You wouldn't walk into a park.
He's in the bedroom.
Right.
You go in, you start to
Running and shit.
and then after a while, when you felt it was the right time, you'd say, by the way,
and it blend in with the water. Okay, something.
this is my band. That makes complete sense. It's the same thing when you go into a forum. Don't just find a forum, add yourself, and say, everyone needs to listen to me, because nobody will want to do that, because you wouldn't want that to happen. So therefore, find these places where people are at that are in your demographic, and then actually make friends and actually be a part of that community instead of demanding that everyone comes to your community. Think of it as a bit of a long-term goal, and then after a while, these people will come across because they will start picking up. Tip number 8, rather than cover your own song, which you probably will do a bunch of times, why not find someone else to cover your song? In fact, why not make it into a collab? Why not find someone with a similar demographic and say, hey, I've got a single out, you've got a single out, I'm going to cover your song, I'm going to put it on my social media, you're going to cover my song, put it on your social media, and all of a sudden, we've got the making of a nice big collab. And that's something you do every single. Find someone who's willing to do that and start trading on their audience, and at the same time, you are giving something equally as good. Tip number 9, radio. If you just made music, where's a great place to play music? Well, it's the radio. And I know you're thinking, radio, stop with that. Plugger is later down the line. Right now, stop being lazy and actually get your music onto radio. Do you know there is 57 million radio listeners every single week, and there are tens of thousands of radio stations around the world. That's 44,000 radio stations.
3 of them right there.
There's plenty of opportunity for you to get your stuff on radio, because yes, there's the big one. There's BBC, but at the same time, there's loads of tiny ones. There's loads of radio shows on radio stations. So you have hundreds of thousands of opportunities to go and seek out someone who plays the same sort of music as you, befriend them. Now, the reason why you haven't done this is clear. Why not spend a week, 3 hours a day, doing research, finding radio stations that will play your type of music, phone them up or email them and say, can I send you an EP? Can I send you our music? All I need to do is find out what it is that you need from us to play the music.
What up, dog?
We'll go away.
Whoa, psycho. Come on! Shoot that whiny fish!
me that. Oh my God.
Why the hell did you do that, you bastard? Right in the head.
Crazy son of a bitch. Come on, hand to hand.
Need some help over here.
He's in the alley!
disgrace, really.
Oh, that's...
Security, huh? Good.
Yeah, hey, bro.
Hey, me. Sorry to wake you up, but I forgot to turn off the coffee machine when I left.
Welcome. Please follow the grey line to security check. Thank you.
Hey, it's me. Sorry to wake you up, but I think I forgot to turn off the coffee machine when I left. Yeah, sorry.
If you use your camera, you can hack that panel.
Okay, thanks. Me too.
Stamp or a marker to show who's already been frisked recently. They would probably think.
great. Like we need more security. You can't be here, sir. Hey. Okay, you have a good one, sir.
There's no way you're getting through that door, 47. It only opens for people with an authentic security clearance. The signal is encrypted. Without a dongle, we can't hack it. If you find the correct dongle, you can use your camera to hack that panel.
Jeez. Hey, take it easy. That VIP visit today? My first zero protocol clearance. Must be someone important to get one of those.
You gotta keep a tight shift. Makes us all feel safe.
Did I tell you I got picked for that training course? If I pass, I'll get a bonus.
Congrats!
You can hack that panel with your camera, 47.
What is it, Jamie? What's wrong?
I don't know. I'm just
Hello, sir.
worried about the scan.
What? But why? It's just something you walk through. You've done it 100 times.
Scan initiated. Scanning all body systems. Scanning hormonal profile. Scanning chemical profile. Scan complete. Thank you for your patience.
You can use your camera to hack that panel. If you use your camera, you can hack that panel.
Access granted.
I just...
If you ever need another guy on your team, I'm your man.
I'm sure it's something brilliant.
Could be.
Her programming is like an athlete's body. Awesome, powerful, exactly where it's needed, and so natural. Like, you see it and know that's exactly how it's supposed to look.
Natural? Not the word that comes to mind when I think of Royce. And I don't mean her implants and past excursions into the world of body augmentation. I mean... And yet she knows everything about everyone working here. She has all the gossip even before it's been voiced. I think it's her project. She's testing it on the staff. Must be some kind of profile.
Come on, it's all that's not I think it's something a lot.
Access granted. Access denied. You don't have clearance to open this door. You don't have clearance to open this door. Access denied.
Dr. Berlin, I've had 2 psychological debriefs already, and I still keep getting the take a break notification on my screen. I don't think I feel that bad.
I feel like shit. Berlin was bad. As bad as it... Yo, Mr. Guard, hold up. We need to keep an eye on this dude. He's shady as hell.
Stop it right now!
I slept maybe 2 hours last night. 2.5.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I started taking those little white pellets.
I don't think sleeping pills are going to help with the stress at all.
Hey?
Maybe I should try or join one of those types.
Yeah, good for you. I was thinking about getting
No, no!
You can hack that panel with your camera, 47.
Access granted. Access denied. Access granted.
All good. You're cleared for duty.
Thinking about getting some of those glasses to block out.
What? Like the ones for colorblind people?
No, those are a totally different thing. The blue light filtering ones are supposed to protect your eyes from looking at too many screens.
Oh, sure. I'm not saying. Well, apparently, they can help regulate your sleep schedule.
Security's tight today. I can't let any of you guards through here. Hey, how did you get in here, sir? If I see you one more time, so help me.
Feels like I'm in here all the time.
Me too. It's after Berlin. I've had 2 psychological debriefs already, and I still keep getting the take a break notification on my screen. I don't think I feel that bad.
I feel like shit. Berlin was bad. As bad as it gets. Royce called it a genuine fuck-up to my face. I thought she was going to fire me, but I just got a warning.
I just spend hours laying in bed thinking. I got a prescription to help with the sleep thing. Waking up in the hall outside my apartment with my keys in my hand. I could never tell if I was coming or going.
Sorry, sir. Got orders. Can't let you through. Sorry for the inconvenience.
I doubt anything else will help unless I can deal with the root cause first.
What? Ah, crap. Right in the head? Have you completely lost your mind? Ah!
Calling in! Calling in! All right. There's a hard-ass criminal up there.
What's that, Command? Okay, continuing search.
You still have to take care of Imogen Royce before we can access the Core 47.
Safety switch disabled.
Hey, you! Stop!
Don't let him take control of this. Copy. Look at that guy.
What are you waiting for?
It's still raining out there.
Oh, yeah. Should keep a pair of running shoes on. Problem solved.
What? How is that? What? How is that problem solved?
The new emitters for the flash heap core maintenance are working like magic. So much faster than the previous system. I wish I had Sharon's job. It looks so cool when she runs the core maintenance. Like fireworks.
Why do you have your gun out?
But scary, too. That kind of tech makes me cringe a bit.
Can't help but imagine it weaponized. Put on trucks moving through the street, terminating all biological life.
Wow, that's dark. Maybe stay off of the sci-fi a bit.
I kind of enjoy the thought a little, too.
Access granted. Access granted.
That's Imogen Royce. Quite the bitch, apparently. Nothing wrong with her look, though. Edgy.
Whoa, God. Whoa! Oh my God, please stop doing that! Ah! Jesus Christ, help me! Ah! 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 Jesus! Don't hit me! Oh!
Both targets down, good. Just give me a second, and I'm in. You can now access the core 47. Good, you're alone. I'm sealing the room and dimming the windows, 47. No need to worry about intruders. It's all here. Clients, operatives, every hit the ICA ever sanctioned. Enough to shut them down for good. But first you need to locate all files referencing Diana and yourself.
What did it feel like? Taking lives?
Random. Disorder.
Well, we are here. Basic training starts at 0600 hours. I should leave you to prepare. Perhaps I see possibility where others see limitation. I choose him.
The two of you go way back. I didn't realize that you... I don't know. I get why you want to protect her. So, wipe all the data referring to the two of you from their system before we publish the rest. Okay, good. I've set up a link to an information non-profit site. When you press that button, it's up there and the whole world will know. There's no undo 47. This will shut the ICA down for good. You really okay with this? It's who you've been for so long.
Maybe it's time for a change.
I'll just return things to normal. No need to alert them we were here prematurely.
Intrusion detected. Lockdown commencing.
Shit! I missed that. We're below 47. I can hold the doors for a little while. Use the vents to get out. Go, now!
All personnel, breach protocol initiated.
This is bad. That means they'll shoot on sight. I'm gonna create some havoc, 47. Make the core melt down. Maybe we'll divert their attention a bit.
Warning, core overheating. Warning, core shut down. Temperature critical. Warning, fire detected.
We gotta find the punk.
All personnel, breach protocol initiated. Warning, core overheating.
Roger, Command. Nothing tangible yet.
Warning, fire detected. All personnel, breach protocol initiated.
Man, yeah, I'm here now. It's all clear. Over.
Warning, core overheating.
Nothing here, Command. Moving on. You copy, Command? Still looking. No sign of the perp.
Warning, fire detected.
Corridor is clear. Area clear. Proceeding to next sector.
All personnel, breach protocol initiated.
In the corridor, there's nothing here.
Warning, core overheating. Warning, fire detected.
Is this your route, sir? You!
All personnel, breach protocol initiated.
Okay, continuing search.
Don't do it! Ah!
Roger, Command. Nothing tangible yet. Still looking. Will be. Out.
Warning, core overheating.
Command, I got nothing. Standing by.
Proceeding to next sector.
Command, nothing in my position. Over.
Command, yeah, I'm here now.
Warning, fire detected.
Command, area is all clear. Please advise. Over.
Security protocol overruled.
turn now to the data leak bombshell causing shockwaves across the world, the so-called ICA files. The disclosure of
You win. So, what happens now?
The ball's in your court, Miss Burnwood. I do have other candidates, you know. Most of whom have never tied me to a chair.
You've seen the news. That was 47 acting on his own. He is untethered, he is unstoppable, and he cannot be bargained with. He will find you, Mr. Edwards, and I'm the only chance you've got.
I'm listening.
47 has one weakness. Me.